Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into this another edition of the Auburn Blitz, the first of 2023.
I was going to say, you put 5 digits in there.
2023.
So,
yeah, I mean, Happy New Year to all of you out there. Hopefully it's a great one here in 2023. A little weather here where we are.
I think it's going to be a little weather all over the state.
Yeah,
So
hopefully everybody stays safe and we can get through this, hopefully. But, you know, a lot to talk about. Obviously, it's a new year. We'll talk about a lot of different things. The national championship game is set. Auburn's not in it, but hopefully maybe we'll get back there one of these days.
how dare they leave us out of that?
But it was a thrilling playoff between TCU and Michigan and Georgia and Ohio State. We'll talk about those games a little bit. I'm sure everybody watch those, talk about the matchup, TCU and Georgia, an interesting matchup next Monday night. So looking forward to that as well. Some interesting things going on. Auburn's still trying to add some pieces to the class of 2023, and Tyler Scott going to announce, I think, this weekend at the Army All-American game. He is a guy, he's a 3-star cornerback, but I mean, when his list is Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Texas, and USC, clearly a lot of people have a really high opinion of this guy. So
that's what you need to look at more a lot of times than the start. I mean, now, usually they mirror each other, but not all threes are created equal. Not all fives are either. So,
and obviously the transfer portal, maybe it's a transfer quarterback. It seemed like for some reason the Pratt kid from Tulane, his name keeps popping up. I don't even think he's entered the portal yet.
But you put a performance on like he did, you know, just all of a sudden people start putting you in the portal and you didn't even get in it.
So there's a linebacker from Maryland supposed to visit Auburn this weekend. Auburn, when you look at the linebacker room,
they need some help.
You need some help. So definitely so. We'll talk about that. Auburn got a game against Georgia tomorrow night in Athens, basketball. So a lot going on still, even though football season is coming to a close.
Looks like some more guys entering the portal for A&M and Arkansas.
Yeah.
Defensive linemen. So you know, there's some guys that are just now putting their name in there with a few weeks left before it closes. So,
and it's just a matter of because it's just a matter of getting your name into the portal. Is when it closes. That doesn't mean
that's right.
That mean it closes. You can't get.
You just
up.
Once that window closes, you can't get in.
So I think that's the 18th is when it closes, for as far as getting your name in. So we'll talk about that.
Obviously the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the safety for if you were watching Monday Night Football last night, and I'm sure a lot of you were, you saw, you know, safety Damar Hamlin just collapse on the field, and it turns out apparently that he had a heart attack.
Yeah,
and I mean, you know, you speculate about these things. It was kind of an innocuous hit, a play, you know, but it had to be maybe a previously there, but you would have thought that would have come up on I mean, this guy's been playing football for, you know, his whole life. I'm sure that wouldn't have come up on a
not necessarily. Maybe
health scan. Maybe?
Well, I heard some of the doctors talking about things, and there's a condition where, you know, if you get hit just right at the right moment, you know, it can cause a condition. And look, there's a lot of things that don't get called on physicals.
Yeah.
You know, and I know hopefully we'll find out more as the next days come and go. You know, most important thing is that he make a full recovery. And, you know, I kind of compared it to Dale Earnhardt when he had that wreck at Daytona. And, you know, that – man, how many wrecks have you seen that are 100 times worse looking than what Dale Earnhardt did? You know, he kind of just got pushed in and then kind of hit the wall and bounced, and, you know, nobody thought anything about it. And, you know, we've seen cars basically get shredded, flip 100 times it seems like, and the guy gets out of the window and just walks off.
Yeah.
You know, it just the way Dale Earnhardt hit that wall, you know, and it broke his neck. In the way, you know, this was not an abnormal hit and tackle on T. Higgins, and the way those two guys, you know, the force and the timing and maybe an underlying condition all came together. You know, he stood up and then he fell backwards.
That's the way the way he popped up. You know.
You know, sometimes you've seen guys do that because they're woozy.
Yeah.
You know, there may be a shot to the head, and you know you get up out of shock, and then you kind of come to your senses and you fall. But you know, he kind of fell lifeless.
Yeah, his wasn't. He didn't crumple.
No,
he just. I mean, it was like
he just went boom.
It was like, I mean, it was like a switch turned.
And you know, then you find out they're administering CPR, so you knew it was it was really bad. And you know, they revived him, got his heart beating again on the field, and got him in the ambulance and got him. And the NFL made the right decision to cancel the game. And
but you know, it was kind of well, I mean, it's just kind of I don't know, coincidental, but. They were just talking about that. The kid from Tulane.
They
know, that they had to revive.
They did
on the field.
I know.
You know, like a few years ago.
It's wild.
And then this happened. You know, but like you said, hopefully, I mean,
you know, I'm hoping that they'll
he's in
find
critical
out.
Condition at the hospital, as far as we know. That's
still in critical condition. You know, they got his vitals back normal, which was important last night, and you know, they intubated him with a you know, breathing apparatus, you know, and then hopefully he'll get better. And but you know, again, you know, you heard all different types of former players and current players talk about that game, and we all understand what that game is. We all understand that it's a game that we really love, but we know it's a violent game, and they're trying to make it less violent. With rules and regulations, but at the end of the day, this game's a violent game, and you can't water it down but so much. And you know, they try to put a targeting rule in, and to me, the definition of targeting was the USC Tulane hit, and then they go back
much
reverse.
More violent hit.
And then I mean, the guy that hit him knocked himself out, and then they say it wasn't targeting. I mean, what are you trying to do? I mean, that's why I said yesterday, just do away with the rule, because nobody really knows what it is. So I think we don't have a call. Thought we may have had a call, but get your calls in if you got something to add. 256-234-6221. I get tired of watching games and it come down to well, maybe he was just a little bit with his forehead and not with his crown of his head. The guy launched himself and hit the guy in the head. Okay, let's quit being so analytical and say, that's what the definition is. The intention to take that hit out of the game. Yes, it is. That's targeting. Get him out of here and add the penalty to the play. Let's not overanalyze and see if his head was tilted at a 41-degree angle or 45-degree angle. Maybe it wasn't quite. Maybe he led with his face mask or whatever. If you're coming in there to hit somebody in the side of the head, you're doing it. And then it's like, well, he's not defenseless. Well, what is the definition of defenseless?
Yeah,
I mean, we just dummy things down. So.
Well, let's just make it so, okay, it's a 15-yard penalty, and if you get 2 in a game, you get tossed out. Right. Don't toss them out after the first. That would lessen it a little bit.
You don't get tossed in the NFL.
No.
It's less egregious in the NFL.
You just get fined.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, we maybe start finding them in college.
Well,
now
I guess you can.
That everybody's making
with all the money that's flowing.
So, but anyway.
Well, it's just never seen what we saw last night with an ambulance coming on the field.
And look, I get. They were saying it in the first instinct was when he got hurt, and before we even knew it, everybody was like, well, I mean, you know, this game's an important game in the NFL. It's got, you know, they'll go on. And then as it became obvious in the following, you know, minutes, you thought, there's just no way you're going to be able to finish this game.
Not at all.
There's no way.
You can't get mentally right for
No,
that.
I mean, you could see it on Josh Allen's face. Man, I mean, on everybody's face.
Well, everybody's face. And some guys just, bawling as far as, crying. And at that point, the game's over.
It became, irrelevant.
Exactly.
And, but anyway, that just that had to be, said. But hopefully, he makes, like you said, a full recovery. And just thank God that you have those kind of paramedics and ambulance services there, and they were able to get. I mean, think about all this stuff you got to take off his shoulder pads and everything to get to him just to perform CPR. Unbelievable. Yeah. But the way that they brought him back, that's in the way that the human body can kickstart back and crank back up. It's amazing. But so hopefully he's going to be okay. We'll talk about this and we'll carry it over to the next area. This is an Auburn show, and we'll talk about Auburn certainly. But I mean, look, this is college football, and the national championship game is set, and we're all going to be watching that. And that's going to be fun.
pretty doggone good playoff.
This is what playoff football ought to be in college.
I agree.
These two games, man. And when you start thinking about this, if you could get more of these kind of games in a 12-team playoff, how much fun is that?
And for those that thought TCU didn't deserve to be there, well, I guess you can take a sidestep.
Hey, man, I thought Michigan, somebody I was did the show with said there are going to be 2 upsets, and it was close.
I was close.
It was close.
Should have been. Should have been. But heck, neither one of them worked out for me. But they were close.
We're up against a break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe. wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours. Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off, or payments as low as $369 a month. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 45 more minutes left in today's show. We're brought to you each and every day by Russell Dewitt Center with 10 locations around central Alabama. For all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Dewitt Center today. Let's go to the phone line.
James, how's it going, man? James, you with us, buddy?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
What's up, my man?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
The Big 12 is their time as far as, you know how things change, offense, defense, and stuff changes. And we used to holler the big bad SEC with defensive linemen and all of that. It ain't no more defense in football no more, man. So we just, as Brett, you used to say, and they just get a few stops. And you hope your offense go about 35, 45 points. Because you can negate 5 stars now. You can negate the 5-star defensive lineman. You throw against defensive backs and see what happens. Because if you looked at the game between Ohio State and Michigan and all of them, TCU look like they got just better players than Michigan, Georgia, and Ohio State. Georgia and Ohio State look like they ain't have no 5 stars on defense. So the day and age is gone where we can holler defense. You get you a few stops like the Big 12 been doing for years that we used to laugh at. Score through some points. And the good thing that we got going for, we should have an offensive-minded coach that understand that, add to his offense, go by 35, 40 points and let the chips fall where they may, because defense is gone unless you play these bottom-feeder SEC teams that don't look like much that I can go get Locha Polk and Benjamin Russell beat. But anyway, guys, I was just calling to say I didn't see no 4 or 5 stars on defense, but nobody did. And so we just go get 3 stars, develop them, and let them play. Thank you.
James, thank you, buddy. Appreciate your call, buddy.
You know, for the whole season, I think defense is going to matter. But for a game, individual games like this,
well,
it's true. That's true.
Offense is just continuing to evolve. And, you know, what you see in a game is that early in a game, offense is trying to feel their way out. But then all of a sudden, second half, they can't get a stop. Neither team gets a stop at all.
Third quarter.
I mean, Ohio State and Georgia. And then you look at TCU and Michigan. TCU and Michigan, it was just like, all right, flip me the ball back. I'm going to go on down the field. And then look at Tulane USC yesterday. Yeah. I mean, just constant back and forth. So, Terry, what's up?
Guys, how y'all doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Guys, I know that y'all are smart enough to hear what I'm about to say in regards to the tragedy last night. Okay? But y'all know this as well as I do. there's a group of sick, demented, evil people out there who have been wanting for something like this to happen. Let's be honest, because they want to demonize football. Football is not a contact sport; it's a collision sport, and that's what's sad, because you're going to hear that. I've already heard Stephen A. Smith this morning, Stupid Stephen, on ESPN beating his chest about this. We're going to have to make some changes. We got to. These guys wear the finest equipment made. These guys get the finest testing that's out there possible. You can't do anymore. That's just what it is. It is what it is. It's a tragedy. It's sad that a group of people are looking to profit off of a tragedy.
Well,
people always do.
They do, and I want to say this. I think all of those guys, when they sign contracts, understand the risk. You know, we've gone through this with CTE and all the different things that can happen. And that's why they invest and try to come up with the best technology, to develop the best equipment to keep guys as safe as possible. But there is no, perfect situation to where you go out there and you can say, well, absolutely nothing's going to happen to me, if I play this sport. Even a kicker can take a devastating shot, depending on what the situation is. Nobody's immune to it. So you understand it. It's a game that we all love, and we want to continue to enhance the safety protocols, but you're not going to be able to ever prevent, certain things from happening. And this, Andy said it off air. I mean, how many vicious hits over the course of football have we seen, and guys pop back up, and this one instance happened to be, whatever the condition was that caused him to go into cardiac arrest. It's really amazing if you want to be honest about it.
Well, when you see guys that have 10, 11, 12-year careers in the NFL at the age of 40 walking around on crutches or in wheelchairs because they committed their bodies to that, that's just what it is. Like I said, it's not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. And that's just, these guys sign these enormous contracts that we all talk about from time. I know I'm guilty of it, but they're well paid and they understand the risk they're taking, Brett, like you said. And it's just sad that there's a group of people that have an agenda. They don't have nothing more than an agenda. And it's coming out. It's going to come out, and because they want to make everything soccer. Well, I got news for you. What happened to that poor kid last night, that could happen to a soccer player just as easy. Because it had nothing to do with football. It was about something else.
There was a soccer player not too long ago that collapsed, and it wasn't because of a hit. It was because of a condition on the field.
It's just sad that people are going to have that agenda. But those wackos are out there, and y'all know that, and I know that. So, and a lot of people know that. So it's just sad to have to try to make an agenda over a tragedy. That's what bothers me the most. So I appreciate it, guys. I'll take care.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
I wonder if Terry's, on a lighter note, ready to admit that Stetson Bennett is more than bagging groceries.
Well, that's what Ed just said, too. Yeah. He wants to know, and I hate that we didn't ask Terry that, if his opinion's changed on Stetson Bennett. So, I thought Kirby Smart was a little bit rough on him after the game.
Oh, really?
He threw him under the bus. He's like, he played okay, but if he don't learn to play within our system and learn to play the way we want him to, we're not going to win the next game. He needs to learn to play within our system. Have I been in the dark the last 2 years? I mean, it was really kind of.
That seems odd.
Off the cuff, to be honest.
That seems a little odd.
He threw him under the bus.
We got to take another break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. Just a few more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com.
Just like literally 4 minutes ago via Twitter, the Buffalo Bills released a statement on DeMar Hamlin saying that he spent last night in the ICU unit and remains there today in critical condition. Nothing's changed at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. So they will continue to update, but there has been no change in DeMar Hamlin's condition.
Right, but his heart's beating.
That's the biggest.
That's a good sign.
Oh, that's the most important sign. Let's go back to the phone lines. Terry, I think you want to kind of defend yourself.
No, do you guys want to? I hung up to you. Did you guys want to ask me about Stetson Bennett?
Yeah, we just wanted to see if your opinion on Stetson Bennett has changed.
No, my opinion on Stetson Bennett hadn't changed. If they win because he's on the bottom of McConkey and Bowers, or they win because of Stetson Bennett. Saying Stetson Bennett's a national championship quarterback is like saying Gene Chizik was a national championship caliber coach.
If he wins
national
back to
championship
back,
because he had Cam Newton and Michael Dyer.
if he wins back-to-back national championships, I don't know how you can say that.
Well, let me both, personally give y'all an award of a Purple Heart for asking me for my opinion. So, but I just think I don't know. I mean, yeah, you can say that. That's okay. But I don't think the guy. Look, he's just qualified to be the quarterback because he has tremendous, great talent around him. But he's not going to play. Look, when he knows, Stetson Bennett knows this. He knows when he takes that last snap, whether he wins or loses in the national title game next Monday night against TCU. And who saw TCU beat Michigan, by the way? Because I thought Michigan was the best team in the country, quite honestly. But he knows his football career is over, other than playing for the Birmingham Stallions.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes people get confused. Like Charlie Ward, I'll go to Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward was a hell of a quarterback at Florida State.
The Heisman Trophy.
He won the Heisman Trophy. Didn't translate into an NFL player. Does that mean Charlie Ward wasn't any good? I mean, I just, on that deal, I think we get caught up. Is this guy a pro? I mean, and I know that's something that you need to look at and have a barometer to kind of judge people. But right now, Stetson Bennett goes out and is 23 of 34 for 398 yards and 3 touchdowns and a pick in a semifinal game, and he won a national championship last year. And look, I hear what you're saying, that he's playing with a bunch of studs. I mean, their roster's loaded. You
can't give it to Georgia's defense, though.
But I mean, he had to make that drive. He had to make some plays. I've watched him pull. When I want to doubt too, Terry, he always silences me. I'm like, well, there's no way, because he's diminutive. He didn't have the athletic ability, and he just always continues to prove people wrong. So I don't know. No, is an NFL team going to draft him? No. But is he one game away from being maybe the most heralded player in Georgia football history outside of Herschel Walker? Probably so.
Well, I see what you're saying, because Tommy Frazier at Nebraska was as good a college quarterback as ever was.
Right.
And he wasn't going to play in the NFL. Let's be totally honest. I'm just saying, if to win me over, he would have had to beat Alabama last year with Alabama with a healthy football team with Jameson Williams and the other guys.
Well, he's going to have another.
But he wasn't going to do that. And Alabama showed you that. They humiliated every time they played him.
Look, TCU's not chopped liver, and I think people need to understand that this TCU team, at some point in time, as you evolve, what you look at on paper as far as rankings, they kind of go away, because TCU's got some players, and they got some guys that, I mean, like Andy said, there's a few linebackers on some of these teams. I wish we had at Auburn some wide receivers, some guys. Look, I think that they've got a tall task ahead of them, and I think Kirby Smart said it after the game. He's like, look, if we don't play a little bit better than we played against Ohio State, we're not going to beat TCU. And I think
I'm starting to believe TCU might be a team of destiny.
And they could be.
Everything just seems to be falling their way.
Well, but I think also over time, after a year, I think you start evolving into who you are. And TCU just continues to roll out there and whip people's tails. So I think it's going to be a good game. And, look, I think Stetson Bennett has kind of proven that he deserves to be where he is, as much as I don't want to say that he does. He has.
Well, he's a product of the people around him, and that's, I'm going to stick to that opinion. I just don't and no, Andy, as far as I'm concerned, he don't need to sack Rush. He's supposed to be the assistant manager. Take care, guys.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it.
At least he got a promotion.
He got a promotion with the win. But I kind of think that's what we do is, Stetson Bennett's probably not going to translate into an NFL quarterback.
Well, you don't have to be.
You don't.
You don't have to be an NFL player to be a great college quarterback.
Didn't we just give 2 or 3? Terry gave an example of Tommy Frazier.
Tommy Frazier, is that Tim Tebow?
Charlie Ward.
I mean,
the
kid from Ohio State that won the Heisman. Chris Winkie. Well, he played in the NFL for a while.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
Troy, what was his name?
You talking about the one from Ohio State?
Yeah, that lost to Florida in the national title game, but won the Heisman. Troy Smith, was that?
Troy Smith
didn't really translate.
It happens all the time. A lot of times,
but you can be a
Danny
great
Werfel
college
didn't translate.
That's true. Another Heisman winner. So I mean,
if he wins the national championship next Monday, Andy, it is going to be hard pressed to convince anybody, especially Georgia fans, that he may not be king of the hill over there. I mean, Herschel Walker will always be cemented because of his athletic ability and what he did. It's kind of like Bo Jackson at Auburn. But, dude, I mean, there been some daggum good quarterbacks come through Georgia. They ain't going to have 2 rings if he put – there's a bunch of quarterbacks come through Georgia don't have 1 ring.
Well, what do we always say? I mean, Georgia doesn't have the dynamic receivers that Alabama had. Georgia doesn't have, you know, the great offense that Alabama – he threw for 400 yards. That don't happen by accident, okay? That don't happen just coincidentally. So I'm not saying he's the greatest.
I'll tell you what it is.
He's a great college quarterback.
It's amazing to watch what he does week in and week out. You think his time's going to catch up to him, and it just don't.
But you wear 2 rings.
You're not going to be.
I don't care what anybody says about you.
No, that's right.
You don't really care.
Georgia don't either, because they're going to be the cockiest fan base, if not already, in the world.
That's for sure. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
WAXC TV3's Basketball Game of the Week is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Get ready to smile. Catch game replays on WAXC TV3 and on our Roku app. Games replayed Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Catch the replays of these games airing now from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika and WAXC TV3.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker! Brubaker! Brubaker!
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. And talked a lot about Auburn today, but hey, I mean,
we kind of knew this
is
was
what's
be.
going
Yeah.
on. And
let's just go back real quick on the TCU Michigan game. And look, opportunistic plays are part of football.
Yeah.
You know, but TCU was able to get 2 pick sixes in that game, and Michigan wasn't able to score inside.
Two.
Twice. So, I mean.
Once inside the one.
So that's a 28-point swing.
Yes.
Really. I mean, if you think about it. And Michigan still had a chance. You know,
well, clearly Michigan was better.
That's right.
I mean, overall.
But that's why you play the game.
That's
why you play the game. It's not a given. And, you know, McCarthy made 2 bad mistakes. He didn't make very many this year when he got the starting nod. But he made 2 crucial errors. And then in the Ohio State-Georgia game, textbook-wise, that was not a targeting. I thought they got the call right when they reversed it against Georgia on the back line of the end zone on Harrison. But
if Harrison plays the second half,
well, I mean,
what's the outcome?
Well, the fourth quarter, basically.
I mean, essentially.
I mean,
half of the third.
Right.
Fourth quarter.
But then, you know, the play of the game is Georgia calling that timeout because they snapped the ball. They get now, of course, it's been shown that they didn't have that. Ohio State had 12 men on the field, but they didn't. I don't know that they caught that and had a flag for that.
Yeah.
They called a timeout.
Can't you review that?
I think you can. But that's really the play of the game because at that time, Ohio State was up 11. You know, if they get that first down, at least they run 3 or 4 more minutes off the clock probably. And then Georgia's really behind the 8 ball as far as time. And so things just kind of worked out.
I thought if Harrison would have played in the fourth quarter, I thought Ohio State.
Well, it definitely makes a big difference. I mean, Alabama can say that about Jamison Williams going out. Look, when you lose, I don't care how talented you are as a team overall, everybody's going to have a go-to guy or two that they depend on. And if those particular players go down, it changes the whole schematic of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you're right. I mean, that's also a part of the game. Injuries are a part of the game. And you know, you happen to lose one of your better players, it's going to impact you.
Hey, that's Utah. I mean,
their quarterback
they were in that
goes
game.
down.
The quarterback goes down, boom, they're out of it.
So we got some comments. Jim said, have you heard anything on Bama's OC out to the NFL? And that would be Bill O'Brien.
I thought it was speculated that he was going to go back to the Patriots, but I don't know.
And then maybe Cliff Kingsbury coming from the Cardinals.
Have they fired him?
I don't know that he's technically been fired yet, but if he does or whatever. Luke said that Georgia's receivers, especially tight ends, were better than Alabama's this year for sure.
But tight ends, I agree with. 100%.
Oh, yeah. And they're a tight end heavy pass team. I mean, but Stetson Bennett deserves accolades. Hard to win consistently in this league or any league. Look, at some point in time, you got win after win after win. You know, I know a lot of Alabama fans rode Jay Barker really hard, but after he just kept winning, it really, you start to sound stupid when you keep coming up. Well, he's still just not what we need there at quarterback, but he just, you know what? And I know Alabama's defense had a lot to do with that in 92, but, you know, 93 won a lot of games too.
Yeah.
You know, that's just part of it. Ed said Stetson is a winner, and I dislike Georgia a lot. I think we all do. Most of us that watch this show, even the Alabama fans out there, can all have that common thread about us. But look, he just gets it done. He's lost one football game in 2 years. And he's one more win away from doing something Georgia's never done before.
Oh, no.
And
not
no
many
other
people have.
And no other quarterback has been able to do or even match, you know, throughout Georgia history. So he maybe isn't the prototypical guy that you would think would be leading a top-notch program, but it's not done on looks. It's done on results, and he gets results.
No question about that. Yeah, I mean, so the national championship game is set. TCU and Georgia. I'm sure Georgia will be. I hadn't looked at
13.5 points.
13.5. So I'm sure they were going to be a big favorite. But TCU was a big underdog against Michigan.
I don't think at this point TCU cares. They know they're going to be an underdog.
They don't.
You know, Sonny Dykes, tip your hat to what he's done. Phenomenal, you know, product he's put on the field in 1 year. And, you know, they've got a Heisman candidate quarterback out there that's kind of doing his thing and keeping their team in the mix. That's why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, quarterbacks change the game at all levels. If you got a guy that's, again, I know we talked about Stetson Bennett, but on the flip side, you can take a bunch of you can take a bunch of 3-stars and you can put a dynamic quarterback on the field and you can level the playing field.
I tell you, those Rileys know no offense.
Oh, man.
I mean,
they don't know defense.
No, they don't know any defense.
Lincoln Riley, once again, gets burned, but his brother, TCU, he just knows how to get it done.
You got to figure he's got to get a job in the next
year or
two.
But, Lincoln Riley, though, with USC and Tulane,
how can you not be happy for Tulane, man? My goodness.
Tulane
versus USC, if I'd have told you
in the
beginning of the year, Tulane was going to beat USC in a bowl game, you'd have thought you were crazy. But Tulane got some players. That running back they got looked really good.
It's pretty good defensive guys, too, even though they gave up points. They got some guys that hit you in the mouth, man.
They do, absolutely, for sure. We got to take another break here, our last one. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare. Serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you to that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon. A Happy New Year to all of you out there. Brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgages. 256-397-0248. 256-397-0248. Give them a call today.
All right.
Go ahead.
Georgia. Talking about Georgia. We got Georgia. Except on hardwood.
Heading to Athens. Georgia 10-3. Their 3 losses to Wake Forest, UAB, and Georgia Tech. 2 of those were in November, so they've been playing pretty well.
Lost to Georgia Tech.
10-3. Their best win probably over Notre Dame in a hoops-giving type situation.
They're scoring about
neutral sense.
They scoring about like we are.
It's Mike White. I mean, it's from dude from Florida.
That's right.
He was always.
They're better, man. They're not the same Georgia team.
No. They'll be very sound. They won't be dynamic
over there making faces and walking up and down the floor.
It won't be your boy Tom Crean over there. This.
I mean, making some kind of.
Where did he ever get?
Dang, I don't know. I mean, that's the faces he made. I mean, God Almighty. They said he's the weirdest guy. Even he's Jim
Harbaugh's brother-in-law, isn't he?
Enough.
Apparently, of course, he's a weird guy.
That's right. But this is a good opportunity for this Auburn team that's not dynamic at all on offense to go over and get a road win early. The schedule is favorable for Auburn in this early part. I know they got Arkansas next week coming into town at home, but you got to go on the road.
This is the kind of game you got to win.
You got to figure out
because you're not. I mean, you got to take advantage of these kind of opportunities.
But
this is a winnable road game in the SEC.
It is, and there's not very many of those.
No,
I mean, if you're ranking your road games in order of most winnable to not winnable, this one may be number 1.
It's pretty high up there.
Okay, so I mean, this is. I mean, if you lose this one, I mean, again, it was almost like if you lose to Florida at home, you're way behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it's not devastating.
No, it's not.
It's early, but
you'd hate to let that one slip away.
You really need to take advantage.
When you're trying to get to 8 wins or 9 wins in this league, if you're looking to try to be 500, if you're trying to get to 9, this is one of the ones you're counting in your 9. If you're Auburn.
Georgia's played a lot of close games. Auburn's played a lot of close games.
This one's going to be a close game. Well, look, both of them shoot the ball almost identical, 44% to 43%.
We need to luck up and hit about 8 threes in this game.
Well,
that'd be nice.
Just don't hold your breath. I mean, now let's be realistic about
it. McKady Johnson will be motivated. He always is to go over there and play well against Georgia.
Does that mean anything?
I mean, he could if he has a good game.
I'm ready to see on Thursday what your chart looks like of minutes played and who got in, as far as who contributed the most and who was.
I can go ahead and tell you what it's going to look like. John A. Broom and West and Green are going to have
and Williams
are going to be probably it's going to be like 18, 15, and 12, and then the rest of the guys who knows.
Donaldson and does Wester even get in the game? Probably not.
I'm beginning to think Wester's still hurt.
How many turnovers for Flanagan?
Oh,
4 or 5.
That's
in does he get more or less?
Now that's
does he get more or less than 17 minutes?
I'm telling you, he's the X factor. I mean, is he going to have?
If he's the X factor,
if he's going, is he going to have 3 points and 4 turnovers, or is he going to have 17 points and 3 turnovers?
I'm going to go with the.
I mean, he could do both. He could easily, and he's done both. So
Justin comes in and says, "Bring on the 12-team playoff." TCU Tulane winning. Ohio State making it really close goes against the proponents of not expanding the playoff. Look, it gives more teams an opportunity to get in. It gives, more excitement. And that what at the end of the day, this is all for entertainment, right? And the ones that say, well, they don't deserve to get in because they didn't have as good a year and all that.
Didn't Tulane prove that they deserved to be in? By beating USC, because everybody thought USC deserved to be in.
Right.
Alabama
had obviously after they, bashed Kansas State, they proved they probably deserved to be in.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, no question.
So, there's a lot of people that I talked to, and I'm in agreement with them that Alabama may have beaten any of those teams in the playoffs.
They could have.
So, but the current situation, the current setup, doesn't allow for that, and that'll be changed, and that won't even be up for debate anymore. You can look. Basically, 2 plays cost Alabama a shot, and if they don't lose to LSU, they probably get in anyway because they have that one loss to Tennessee. But
look, I don't want to hear it from Alabama though, because they were just as close to being 5-5 as they were. And
I get it. I'm just saying that, there's a lot of Alabama people that, when you're on top of the mountain and you're one of the top 2 or 3 every year, you're fine with keeping it at 4 teams. But sometimes the rare time for them here lately is that they didn't make it in, but they were very close. If there would have been 12-team playoff, it would have been in. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In 17, Auburn would have been in. And look, that's just the way it is.
Jarrett Stidham made his first NFL start and had a heck of a game.
And they lost.
They lost.
But he set a record for, a Raiders quarterback first start. He did throw 2 picks, threw a very costly one there in overtime.
Yeah.
But, hey, look, though, he comes in and, it was a guy that may have looked at a career as a backup, maybe now has given himself a chance to get a solid look at being a starter for somebody if it's not for this Raiders team. But has Derek Carr played his last game as a starter?
I don't know. Mentally, he's kind of checked out.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Happy birthday today, J.R.R. Tolkien, if you like the Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
I've seen them all.
You haven't? Yeah. I saw the first one. I did
they're cool.
Yeah, I know. Now, this one is a little obscure. Gus Sewer, born in 1906, the only baseball player ever to be sued by a fan because they got hit by a foul ball.
The only one?
The only one. Because it went to the California Supreme Court, and they dismissed the case. This was in 1929, I think. So,
why did it get dismissed?
Because, you can't sue a guy for playing baseball. That set a precedent. That would set a bad
precedent. That's what probably
put
the signs up at the. That's probably what started.
That's probably so. It's probably what put the net up.
Sit here at your own risk.
That's right.
The nets didn't go up till
probably much later. Yeah. Hank Stram, great all-time quarterback. Robert Loggia, Frank from Scarface. The defensive coordinator from Necessary Roughness.
Jim Ross.
Glenn Larson, Magnum P.I.,
right.
Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers.
Victoria
Principal back in the day. Jim Ross. How about Willie T. Reeves? What a great name. The first black man to race in the Indianapolis 500.
How about that?
Willie T. Reeves.
Oh, Willie T. Reeves.
Great Mel Gibson. Jim Everett or Chris Everett, depending on here. Danica McKellar, that's Winnie Cooper.
David Tyree, catching off the helmet.
David Tyree and Eli Manning. That played in the Super Bowl. Both had the same birthday.
That's weird. There's things in the universe that are weird.
We got to go. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.